Because the last thing you want is, especially someone with financial access, getting their account compromised by some type of hacker.
Yeah.
And not being the highest tech of industries, that might be an oversight that doesn't get talked about a lot.
Jeff, just explain to us what you're talking about there.
So phishing and vishing, like it's the same concepts, just two different ways about going about it. Phishing is where, for example, you get an email and it looks legitimate, but there are links in that email that if you click on them will take you to either a web page or it'll download a file that maybe it looks like it's going to be a PDF, and in the attachment it's called a PDF, but when you download it, actually downloads an executable to your machine. And it may even open a PDF. It may be a legit PDF, but in the background you've opened up a remote connection to some server in the cloud, and then someone can access your machine.
And we do get those emails. We get them at least once or twice a week. You know, like it looks like it's coming from one of our clients.
Yeah.
It have somebody at such and such company, but if you look at their domain, it is a different email address than what the actual company would have. And it's, you know, a lot of times like your invoice is waiting to be processed. Please complete, you know, this document, you know, or whatever it may be. And we've caught on to it. You know, we've had a couple ransomwares that happened a few years back, you know, where they, you know, and we've put stuff in place to stop those. But you know, one of our employees actually had his computer hacked and stole every document he had on his computer.
Why is this something to worry about?
The biggest concern I would have, especially when you're talking about financial transactions, imagine someone has compromised a computer on the network. They then have the potential to compromise other computers on the network, and eventually if they get to the right machine, someone has the right level of access, they could either make transactions as if they were you, or something that, you know, at least I know happens in the real estate industry a lot, is where, because so many funds are being moved around, people will send invoices or contracts that are fake contracts or fake invoices that when it's paid doesn't actually go to the intended company. So now you got the company that's supposed to be paying you. If they come along and pay you, or maybe you're supposed to pay them, they might already think you already paid. You know, it can cause complications, and you know, some of these amounts are going to be pretty large, right? So I would be really concerned about my cybersecurity to protect against those kind of threats.
Good information.
Well, I mean, what do I do if I'm a small construction company owner? How do I, you know, how do I prevent that from happening?
So there's some basic things that you can do. One is, if you get an email with a hyperlink in it, if you highlight your mouse over that hyperlink, it's a little tougher on mobile, but on desktop or laptop, usually you can put your mouse over the hyperlink and make sure that it goes to like an address that you recognize. So especially the .com portion of the URL, if it's, you know, if ProfitDig sends you an invoice, the URL should not go to something other than ProfitDig.com. Another thing to look for is that if it's like if you get an email that says, you know, your password has been compromised, click here to reset your password credentials. Whenever you click on that, one thing you can look for is in the address bar, look and make sure there's a keypad there and that the URL starts with HTTPS, because if it starts with just HTTP and there's no S, it might not be a registered domain. Someone could have made a fake version of that web page, and if you log in, they'll probably log you into the appropriate web page, but they've captured your information at the same time.
Okay.